Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is a series where I get to talk a little bit about and touch base upon various mythological beast, beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so I do apologize in advance if I mispronounce anything. And today I wanted to talk about a creature, technically a deity, from ancient Egypt, and this is the Bennu Bird. And the Bennu Bird has been connected with the concepts of the sun, creation, and rebirth. It was actually possibly the original influence for the phoenix that was from the Greek myth-based community, not to get confused with more the Asian-style phoenixes and their variants. But going back to the Bennu Bird, it was thought to be one of the original entities in existence. It was self-created, so it conjured itself into being and played an important role in the creation of the world. It also was thought to be the Ba of Ra, Ra as being one of the sun gods, and the Ba is actually a component of the soul, and this one kind of reflected and kind of was where your personality came from. So the Bennu Bird was thought to be the Ba, this part of the soul, represented representation for the god Ra. Again, thus the connection with the sun. Now, going back to the creation, it was thought to be the story actually it's associated with is that it flew over the waters of Nun, which were these kind of primordial waters of the abyss. And in doing so, it found a rock whereupon it perched upon it and did a call and issued a call that determined the nature of creation and how everything was going to unfold thereafter. So that's why it is linked with the creation of the world, because of that. And the creative actions that it has enabled also connected with the atom, which if you know anything about Egypt mythology, there are a whole variety, hundreds and hundreds of deities. Some of them are more the from earlier periods and others later. Some of the deities kind of merged and became one at different points. So I'm just naming a few of the deities, and if you are confused about them, please check out Egypt and Egypt mythology. There is a lot that goes on there because it did span thousands and thousands of years. Now, going back to the Bennu Bird, in Egypt, they had a lot of titles they would give the gods and rulers and people of importance, and the Bennu Bird is one of these. Some of the titles that were bestowed upon it were the Lord of Jubilees and he who came into being by himself. So those are some important things. Also, because the Bennu Bird is associated with that concept of rebirth and creation, it is also tied with the god Osiris, and this particular deity had lived at one point and was in the stories murdered by another deity of sorts. And in the whole process of this particular story, where his son Horus actually takes the reign of being one of these earlier pharaohs and ruling over Egypt, his father Osiris kind of is resurrected as part of it and becomes pretty much the ruler of the afterlife in the underworld. So because of that, Osiris has been connected with the concept of rebirth, but so has the Bennu Bird. So there's their link together. Now, when you look at certain depictions of this bird, in the earlier depictions, the Bennu Bird was shaped and colored, or shape and coloring was representative of the kingfisher, a particular bird that was known to fly low over the waters and emit these kind of piercing calls. So it may be also a tie-in to the story of the Bennu Bird and its call for creation. As as time went on and you kind of eased into the new kingdom, this particular entity started having a different form, and it was that of more or less a gray heron in shape. Outside of that, the one thing I do want to mention about the Bennu Bird is that there was kind of a cult of followers, and its primary location was in the Heliopolis area. And also, I guess the last thing I'll note is that you will see images of the Bennu Bird appearing on certain funerary amulets, the ones that are shaped like scarabs. If there is a bird upon one of those, that is typically thought to be one of the representations and images relating to the Bennu bird itself. Now, if you have a question about this or anything else, please post them in the comments below or message me on any of my other social media. Until next time, everyone, Skål.